Okay guys, how you doing YouTube? It's the Duffinator. Another part of this recoil for this generator I'm working on. I may still need to replace the main spring in here. However, I think it's going to be good for testing, and I was able to wind it about 6 times, and so then I put a new rope on with about 4.5 turns on the rope, so hopefully that gives me enough of a pull to work on the pull starter, at least to test. So if the spring is bad and I need to replace it, that's fine, but at least I'll be able to test with this. So next thing I'm going to do is I think I'm going to check to make sure the machine has oil. I'm going to reattach this recoil, and we'll see if I can test it for compression, and then we'll look for spark. We'll probably, the fuel's definitely got to be drained and replaced, so I'm not going to worry about fuel right now. But yeah, we'll look for spark, and we'll look for compression and see what's going on. I have a feeling it may have a blown head gasket. At the very least, it's probably going to need a valve job. It makes a, when I picked it up, it had a little bit of pull left in this coil, and it was making a little chirping noise on the compression cycle. So I just got a feeling that something is wrong there. But yeah, so this is fine for now, and I'll turn you back on in a minute. Okay, I'm about to put the recoil back on, and I wanted you guys to see, look how sun faded the paint is based on the original color that was under the recoil. So yeah, that's the first immediate sign that this thing was stored outside. Also, I'm noticing the gas is left on, so, and that's, oh, it turns, but yeah, you know that carburetor is going to need to be cleaned. If not replaced outright, I'm sure it's going to be cruddy. If I showed you the gas inside, which I will at some point, but you'll see that it's in bad shape. So maybe I'll pull a little bit of it and just to kind of see how much water is in there. But yeah, I think the recoil will go on nice and easy. Bring it back after it's on. Okay guys, I got the recoil on. So as far as compression goes, so you guys hear that? Sounds like there's a goose in the system. There is compression, though I don't think it's great compression. So I think my next step, I'm gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna pull the tank first. So I gotta drain that, pull the airbox and carb first, but I gotta get this spark plug out. I gotta test for spark. So yeah, I think maybe I'll start there, and then we'll work on that crusty carburetor. I don't think that's salvageable. I'm probably just gonna replace that. But we'll see. Choke lever. That's a little stiff. So, but at least that's not corroded. It's probably corroded on the carburetor, but the lever itself works. But yeah, we'll see. One step at a time, I guess, right? So, all right, bring you guys back soon. Okay, so I got the spark plug pulled, and it doesn't look horrible. I mean, it's got a little carbon buildup on it, but not a lot. I think it'll be okay to test it. Let's see, what kind is it? It's a Torch, number FGRTC. I do not know yet if that is the recommended, it's the factory or not. I mean, boy, look how crusty the nut is on this. And it was felt a little boogered up coming out, but I think we should be able to test spark with that. So let me get set up for that and we'll see how it looks. So, tell me guys if you see spark. I'm going to try to do this two-handed. It's a little difficult. I have to review the footage after. I think we have spark, right? So I do have compression, some, not a lot, and I have spark. So I think we're good there. I think the next thing I need to do though is get my compression tester. I don't have a leak down tester, unfortunately. That's some of the tooling I'll need to get at some point. But I think I should be okay testing for compression. So I think I'm going to pause the video here right now because I don't have my compression tester in my shop right now. It's put away. So I got to get that out. So why don't we, I'll throw that spark plug back in so nothing gets down the hole. And I'll try taking off this airbox and carburetor, and maybe we'll take a look at the fuel, catch some of it in a coffee mug or something. All right, thank you. Okay guys, let's try to get this airbox off. Should be just a clip on the top and a clip on the bottom, which the clip on the bottom is open, so why is that it's open, I don't know. See what that air filter looks like. Actually, it doesn't look bad. It's not all turning to dust. I don't know if that's supposed to be oiled or not. I'm going to assume it's supposed to be. But I'll tell you one thing. Well, maybe it is. Let's see. Yeah, there's a little oil in it, but not much. Airbox doesn't look too bad. It's got a little crud in it, but that's okay. That's a sign of how it was stored. It was not well taken care of. It was very neglected. So, okay, so we'll save that filter. Let's see, what size nut is that? Looks like a 10. You guys think that's a 10? We'll give a 10 a try. Then, let's see, I got a vent hose here. And another one down there. Okay, I'm going to need 2 hands for that, so bring you guys back in a few. Okay, so that first bolt was a 10, so then I assumed the others will probably be 10s as well. That one way down here, and then there's one in the corner over here. Get some light on it right there. I think those are 8s. I can't even get a 10 in that little space. That space in there is so thin, I can't even get a 10 ratchet in there. So I think that's an 8. So again, I'll be back in a minute. So I think you guys are slacking off on me. So I was showing you the two 8mm nuts that were on there. It turns out there were 6 of them. There's 6 of them plus this one in the middle. And then that only takes off a center part of the airbox. It's still not even the full airbox. So I got a cover, I got this middle portion, and then I got the rest of the airbox. So yeah, you guys slacked off on me a little bit there. Should have told me. All right, bring you back in a few when I get the rest of this airbox off. Thank you. Okay, so I got the carburetor bolts off. I was able to remove the one vent hose. Now I gotta get this clip down here, which they did not put that in a user-friendly position. Having a hard time getting the tool on the end of that. Okay. Hopefully I didn't bend it up too much, but at least now I got a little better access on it. Okay. See if I can get this off. At least it doesn't seem petrified, so I don't think I have to replace that hose. Okay. And this is out. Okay. So I think we're ready to pull the airbox. A couple of washers on there I don't want to lose. Let's see, is it one on each side or two on each side? All right, it's two on each side. The small locking washer goes on top of the regular washer like that. Don't let me forget, guys. Remind me if I screw that up later. Same on the other post. See if they're magnetic. No, not magnetic. These two don't want to come off. See if they come off with the airbox. The airbox still doesn't want to move. Did I miss a bolt? What's this? What is that right there? Is that a screw? Or is there some sort of retainer on the back side? You guys tell me, what is it that is holding me up here? Yeah, there's some sort of retainer there. Can you guys see that? It's very hard to see. But the light on there. Now try to get something to point at it. And we'll look at the tape. Look back at it and let's figure out how to get a tool on there. Okay, so you guys see that? That's what's holding me up. It looks like it's another 10. So I'm gonna have to try to get a wrench down in there. And that ties the airbox directly to the frame. Why that bracket is there, I don't know. There's already 6 bolts holding this thing on. So I don't know. But all right, we'll get it off. Okay guys, I figured something out, and I have a newfound sympathy for my mechanic friends who work on cars and say that engineers and mechanics hate each other because engineers never consider how easy it is to get at something to fix it. So I got that 10mm nut back there that I got to remove in order to take off this airbox. But in order to get at it, I have to remove the wheel. So that's stupid because if you look, the nut, if you can see it, the nut is inside a bracket. And that bracket makes it hard to get a wrench on it unless you can get it from a really low angle down here, which this wheel is in the way. So looks like the next thing I have to do is remove the wheel. Okay, the saga continues. Okay guys, I finally got that bolt undone after taking off the wheel. I had to use a little moving part to support it. I was actually curious at first as to why the tire hadn't gone flat after sitting outside for years. It's a solid tire, so I guess I don't ever have to worry about it going flat. Can somebody tell me, why do they put treads on something that you just pull? I mean, it doesn't need traction. It's not driving through mud. It's not pulling itself along. What's the point? Just a rhetorical question. All right, so let's get this let's get this air box off. Oh, finally those washers came off. I hope I didn't lose them. There's one, and there's the other. Okay. I forgot about those, that they were still on there. Okay, now there's a little clip onto the fuel line, and the air box is off. Okay. So the air box, then there's the middle portion, which goes that way. And then the rest of the air box, which is holding all the nuts in the washer. So I don't want to lose that. So let me pause you a second. I'm going to put those away. Okay, so the air box ain't in bad shape. Little dusty and dirty, but the filter's clean. I really don't see anything wrong with it, so that's good news. The 8mm bolts. See, there was this is a little dot here. I didn't recognize that as being a bolt because you couldn't see it from the front. So the bolt comes through the back and it's hooked onto the frame. So air box off. All right. Let's go see if we can get something out of that carburetor, and we'll see if we can catch it in this cup. Now that the wheel is off, hopefully I can get to the bowl. All right. Is there a drain? This might be the drain here. See if I can get you guys at a better angle. So this looks like the drain. What do you guys think? Some sort of solenoid at the bottom of it, because that's an electric connection here. I'm definitely going to have to look that up. I'm definitely more used to the more simple carburetors that you'd find on a lawnmower or a snowblower. So this one's a little bit new for me. Or is this the drain over here? That might be the drain too. Let me see if I can get a wrench on that. Yeah, feels like a 10. All right, so let me see if I can prop you guys up. And see if I can catch whatever comes out of there. Something's dripping out. I lost most of it. Doesn't smell very good. Let's take a look here. The little tiny bit I did catch. It's green. See if I can show you guys that. So let me see if I can. We'll shine the flashlight down in there. So there's the fuel. And sorry, I was flipping back to my face for some reason. I reversed the camera. So there's the fuel. There's some crud that was in there, which is to be expected because that carburetor's pretty crusty. The fuel that's in there is turned green. Maybe they put in some two-stroke, which from my understanding, if there is two-stroke in there, the oil that's in there will actually protect the carburetor. But I don't know how well. I'll see if I can get the bowl off and we'll catch some more. I'm going to pause you guys for a minute. Okay guys, I am puzzled by something, and maybe you guys can help me. I think I need a little help on that. So when I was trying to remove the fuel line from the carburetor, this little plastic thing fell off. So let me, uh-oh, I just dropped it. There it is. Okay, let me show you guys on the workbench on a white piece of paper. And maybe you guys can tell me what it is that fell out. So I have no idea what that is, but it fell off when I was removing the fuel line. I doubt that was inside the fuel line. I'm thinking maybe fell off the carburetor, but I don't know where from or what it goes to. So, all right. Thank you guys. Let me know. Okay, so now I've got this choke mechanism off and the vent tube from the valve cover came with it, which I'm okay with. That all looks intact, but I do not see a place where this little black thing fits on here, so I don't think it's from there. One of the lines that I removed was attached to here. I think it's another vent line attached there. It all looks clear, but I'll run a needle cleaner through there just to make sure that that's free. The choke mechanism, like I said before, seems to work just fine. Pressing it in with one hand was easy, pulling it back out with one hand a little more difficult. So I don't know if it's supposed to be that difficult or not. So I'll lube that up just in case. Okay, let's go get the carb off. Okay, so here's the carb. I'll put that cup back under it in case any more fuel comes out. Let's see, there's a spacer here, gasket rather. Here. I was expecting a spacer. It's only a gasket. The gasket's in very good condition, which is nice. So I'll definitely reuse that. Okay. I'm thinking it's possible that little black thing fell out of here, but I don't know, because I didn't think I had this removed yet. This end was plugged into that choke mechanism. This end was plugged in to this, looks like another vent line of some kind. Not sure, because that feeds back into, looks like it feeds back behind the carburetor to the intake. So I don't know, maybe because this is dual fuel and it's got a propane line, maybe it catches escaping propane or something. So it's possible it fell out of this little line here, but I don't know. It wasn't attached mechanically. It was just on there. Oh, is there a clip? Oh, there is a clip, but the clip is on this black plastic piece, and I don't see what holds it on to the other end. So maybe it's just a friction fit right there. So I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. But I think that black thing might have fell out from inside that. I don't know how it will work in there. There's nothing for it to seat on. Let me see if I can get a light in there. I don't know. That doesn't even look open, does it? So what does it do? Am I in over my head, guys? Let me know. Okay, so back to the carburetor. There's another line here. See if I can get that off with one hand. I want to make sure I take note of where everything goes, because if I screw it up putting it back together, then I'm in deep doo-doo. Okay, so that one's out. And what is that attached to? That runs along here. It goes behind the fuel valve. So that's a fuel line, but there's another line behind it. That is this hose. So it's back there. And that goes to part of the fuel intake. Might have something to do. One of them is going to be there's going to be one line for propane. There's going to be one line for gasoline. So that could be the propane intake. I don't really know for sure. Again, being a dual fuel machine, it's a little more complex than I've ever dealt with. I think that's the reason it's more complex. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just a moron. All right, moving on. Okay, so let's take a look at this throttle. See if I can get some better light on here. Marginally better light. And there is a governor spring on the governor rod. So that's the governor on the throttle. And see if we can twist that. And so the governor spring is on this little tab here, while the governor rod is inside that notch. So I need two hands to take that off, so I'll bring it back in a second. Okay, good news. I did get the governor spring and governor rod unhooked, but I also accidentally unhooked the governor spring from the opposite side, and that is extremely difficult to access because it's underneath that mechanism, the propane gasoline mechanism there. So a little bit of a goof there. So I'll have to figure out where it goes, because there's multiple holes it could hook onto. Hopefully it's just the easiest one to access. But yeah, a little bit of a goof there. Okay, let me know, guys. I keep asking for help because I need it. Thank you. Okay, guys, another little screw up. I think this might be a bigger screw up. So that's one of the screws holding down the solenoid onto the bowl of the carburetor. Came off pretty easily with a low-level impact. Same low-level impact. Stripped out that screw completely. So can you see that? I was probably a little too violent with it. But yeah, no, I don't have a screw out system. However, I think if I'm ordering a new carb, I might as well order a new solenoid to reattach that, unless that's testing fine. We'll find out once I figure out how to get it off. I might have to pause until I get a screw out tool. Yeah, that really irks me. I can't believe I did that. So I guess the answer to my question earlier is, am I just a moron? Yeah, maybe. All right, let me know, guys. What do you think? Okay, so I finally got it off, guys. I had to use a pair of locking pliers on that screw. Yeah, I really boogered that up, didn't I? So at least now I won't have to order the entire solenoid. I just have to get a new screw. Maybe I can find one at like Ace Hardware or something. I don't know. We'll find out. But thanks for sticking with me. So anyways, here's the carb. It's completely drained. I'm going to try to get the bowl off now. So bear with me. Looks like there might be a 13 millimeter at the bottom. So let's see, it's 13 fit. 13 is too small. Just make sure that's a 13. Yeah, it's 13. Okay, try a 14. 14 fits. Okay. I caught some crap in there besides gas, so let me get the bad stuff out and then we'll catch the good stuff next. Or I should say the next batch of bad stuff. Okay, so my mug's clean, and let's see if we can get this off now. Boy, that is held on by filth. Yeah, she's coming. Hopefully I didn't tear the gasket. Because if I can clean this, I'm going to clean it. How does that? That looks pretty gummed up. I don't know if you guys are able to see that or not. I know you can see the bug spray, right? I mean, it doesn't look clogged, but it's definitely gummed up. Okay. So now get the bowl off. Seen worse. So looks like we did drain everything out. Yeah, it needs to be cleaned. Judging by the outside, I thought it was going to be even in worse shape. So let's see, the throttle plate looks good. Choke plate looks good. Needle and seat. That's working. See if I can take this pin out. I think somebody's here, guys. Let me pause you for a minute. Okay, so resuming. And hopefully, again, I hope the camera's catching all of this. So let's pull the float and the needle. Doesn't look too bad. Hopefully you guys are able to see that. Doesn't look too bad. We'll just catch that inside the cup. And let me grab the screwdriver I need for that main jet. See if we can get that out. Felt like it turned quite easily. Maybe not. I don't want to book her up something else. Let's see. Gotta do this off camera. Yeah, that does not want to turn. Though I'm now a little bit gun shy about using a impact on this. It might be my only choice. Again, if I gotta order a new one, it's not bad. They're not expensive. Hey, and the emulsion tube came out really easily. That's clear all the way through. Let's see if I can show you guys looking through at the shop light here. Look at that, you can see right through it. No problem. So that's good. Main jet, I can see through it, but I don't know if you guys can. Well, maybe I can't. Oh yeah, the main jet's all boogered up. Okay, so I'll get that clean. Take a look at the pilot jet here. I'll take out this idle set screw, and it looks like it's just one or two threads through, so we know this doesn't idle. There's the pilot jet. Again, that's pristine. There's nothing in that. I'll still have to clean that, but this carburetor might be salvageable with some cleaning. So, alright, I had just ordered an ultrasonic cleaner. So as soon as that gets here, I will be cleaning this. Looks like I didn't damage the rubber gasket for the float. So that'll be it for this video, I think. So we'll resume this once I get my ultrasonic cleaner and I order a new screw for this one that's all chewed up. And then I'll start to figure out if I got compression, because I'll get my compression tester out, and then we'll continue. Anyways, I appreciate all of you guys who stuck around with me. It's the Duffinator. Like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. If you've gone this far, you might as well like and subscribe. Thank you, everyone.